welcome back to GTA Online. Today's mission is to earn a decent living doing something legal, getting a job. The only problem is that other than roleplay mods, there's no actual way to get a job in GTA Online. I then discovered the most lucrative form of legally earning money: pizza delivery. You have to deliver pizza to 5 locations within a time limit, otherwise the heat from the pizza runs out and you don't get a 10 grand bonus. This kind of reminds me when I used to play GTA Vice City as a kid, when I used to deliver the ice cream around the city, but I was too young and innocent to realize I was actually selling drugs and not ice cream, and I used to wonder why the cops were called on me all the time. I hope this isn't another one of them. As I'm making my delivery, a woman gets in my way, so I shoot her tire. Because to me, a minor inconvenience is a fate worse than death. I accidentally deliberately run over a woman while I'm making my delivery, but it's okay because you don't get the cops called on you when you're making a delivery. This makes me invincible, and I have thoughts of war crimes in my head, but I know I must stick to the job. My final delivery is over 2 miles away, but the heat is running out fast. I get to the final location in the nick of time and eventually earn $21,000. My profit's instantly taken away by the government though, and I feel like I've been cheated. I then push a man over for smack talking me and repeatedly jump on him. I do this for literally 10 minutes until I'm literally running in circles around them. I then accidentally make one of them punch the other until one of them literally kills the other. I have no choice but to finish the job. My hands are clean. A man then watches me finish the job and tries to fight me, so I pull him over to me and kick him in the head. I then proceed to steal a car, but I hear the man saying rude things about me, so I turn around and tase him in revenge. A few minutes later, I find a man and he repeatedly kills me over and over again. I don't know what it is, maybe it's a lack of love from his parents or the fact he hasn't left the house in 3 days. Either way, it's time for the competition to steal the most cars. I eventually make a blockade and just steal them as I go down the line. I have to make a quick stop to kill some cops, but LSPD is so incompetent they let me steal the cars right in front of them. It's fierce competition between me and third place. The cops are literally letting me kill people and steal their cars right in front of me as they're shooting at me. Once again, I go a little bit overkill on the defense, but I have to get back to stealing cars. I make a daring break for it and come second place, eventually earning me 6 grand. That can go in the weed farm buying pot. I then make a break and escape to my bunker because I have more excess weapon parts to sell. The deal goes very smoothly apart from this one guy following me the whole time, which is kinda creepy. Cue cinematic footage. I then go up the motorway the wrong way because I'm cool like that, and I get another 50 grand. I then somewhat backtrack from trying to find a legitimate job because I enter a stash house. My main strategy is to blow everyone up with a grenade launcher and then kill any remaining people with an assault rifle. I eventually find the combination and manage to open the safe. A rival gang then shows up and really inconveniences me because now I've got to go and buy more armor. I really don't know what the point of these people are. Anyway, it gets me a cool grand and my counterfeit cash factory is being updated. Then I get the call from heaven: criminal damage. This game mode is definitely built for me. Rockstar purposely built this game for me. I blow up as many cars as possible, sometimes accidentally almost killing myself. A fire truck shows up and then I've basically just won. It was this point in the recording that I remember thinking I should probably just dedicate my channel to be demolition now, and then any rocket launchers I could buy would be a tax write-off. I find another fire truck and by this point it's not even close. I may as well give up. I then remember I have a minigun which makes blowing up cars much easier. When the timer runs out, I walk away with a cool 35 grand. I just did the maths, and $3.6 million worth of damage is only a 53,000th of Jeff Bezos' net worth, so if I want to destroy the economy, I've barely scratched the surface. I then decide to take part in a gang attack. It takes a while to initiate the process, but eventually it begins. They have me holed up in the corner when they're just non-stop shooting at me, but there came a point where I was able to just pick them off individually. There was a guy at the back really annoying me with a machine gun, but eventually I managed to shoot him. I then got a little bit cocky and tried to use a pistol to be cool, and that led to my first death. I decided my last 2 enemies would be a Hail Mary shot, so I hide behind a tree and wait for the guy to pop out his cute little head. The final guy, guess who it is? It's the machine gun man. This guy. But don't worry, as soon as he peeked around the corner, I shot him in the face. I passed the mission with flying colours, and look at that, my car is only slightly damaged. I find an armoured truck, blow the doors off, pick up the package, and escape. But something's really annoying me. The back door won't close, and it's making such an annoying noise. You have to listen to this. I then accidentally get the van stuck, so I decide the best possible option is to steal a police car. I then narrowly avoid a potential bombing and decide it's best to blow off steam by delivering more pizza. It's such a therapeutic way to earn legitimate money in this game. I see another motorbike on my patch and decide that the best way to deal with him is to shoot him in the middle of the street, in front of an oncoming SWAT team. Damn. I make the last delivery and earn another $22,000. If only the economy worked like this in real life. I make a dramatic entrance to my nightclub, as it's time to collect my $18,000 in the safe and sell my goods for $118,000. Over the phone, Tony tells me that I've got to look out for some gang members who are trying to take my goods, and that my third delivery, I have to deal with them in person. It's a good job I have all this health to deal with the people that are about to shoot at me. During my first delivery, I'm joined by another player who seems to be defending me, which is something I've never ever seen in a GTA Online lobby before. The first and second deliveries go well, and during my third, the player seems to be defending me from the two enemies behind. As soon as I arrive, the enemies are already waiting for me and I'm being told I have to defend my clients. It's a good job I brought all that armor. The enemies seem to come in waves of 4, and eventually after taking quite a lot of damage, I resort to hiding behind a car and just picking them off individually. I eventually manage to kill them all and I'm told I have to leave the area. As soon as I run away, I've given a cut of $154,000. Tony, on the other hand, takes a cut of 12 grand for doing literally nothing. Thanks, Tony. I got shot in my ass for you. I then visit my friendly neighborhood gun van for some much needed armor. Afterwards, I try and pay a visit to the local bar, but the owners aren't very happy to see me, so I have to kill them. I then no-scope the last girl, because it's funny. I later decide that to cool off, the best thing that I could possibly do is deliver more pizza. Only I'm slightly worried this time, because the heat is slowly running down, and I've got a long way to travel for these orders. A player then starts shooting at me, and I accidentally fall off my bike. I try and blow them up, but I'm absolutely defenseless to them, and they eventually kill me. As if I wasn't under enough time pressure, I now have to run all the way back to my bike, while practically watching the pizzas freeze. I'm only on order number 2 out of 5, and the heat is basically halved. It's a race against time. I have 2.5 miles, while I have about a third of the heat left. Cue cinematic footage. I get so close, but the heat runs out and I miss out on my 10 grand tip. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Just to rub salt in the wound, the government instantly takes my cash off me and I only get a profit of 11 grand. Gosh, that's not even minimum wage. I then try and find a job in a local supermarket, but somehow end up holding them up. I try and speed the guy up by shooting a bottle, but accidentally shoot his arm, and as he runs away I'm forced to kill him, taking the money myself. As heists go, this is really not going well. As the police show up, I make a daring escape on my pizza mobile, but I'm forced to bank my cash just in case something might happen. I somehow end up on the beach as I'm slowly surrounded by police. I make a daring effort to commandeer a boat and sail away into the distance. Unfortunately, the police catch me, and I make a very risky move. I pull up next to the police boat and I commandeer it, cue cinematic footage. I realise that every time I go over a wave, the bodies flop in the background, so I call Lester and I have a new favourite game. I managed to get one body out of the back of the boat. Unfortunately, the other 2 bodies wouldn't move, so I head back to dry land, blow the boat up with a grenade, and push it out to sea to give them a proper sea burial. When the police show up, I get a little bit angry and I cause a slight massacre. I do manage to get a cool stunt over one of the cars, but unfortunately I land in the water. Long story short, I escape in a police van and I am now living in Mexico. Not much legitimacy in this episode, but hopefully next episode won't start with me shooting someone in a bus stop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.